My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to West of Loathing. So, I did get a little ahead of myself with this game, and I recorded an absolute assload of it before really uploading much of it at all. So, as a result, this is the first chance I've had to really address some of the comments that have been accrued over the course of the series. Mainly relating to things like, hey, she's got exclamation marks next to her, maybe she wants to say something. Or, alternatively, specific uses for certain items in my inventory. That is to say, I went through my inventory now and I have checked literally every item just to make sure I know what's going on with them, because before it was just a huge jumble of items and I couldn't really understand any of them. So I've gone through and I've read each of them individually, seen what they have to offer. So speaking of what they have to offer, let's find the first one that I know that I have to interact with. It is the Diary of Alexandria. I believe we've already read that one. Beautiful. Okay, then there's the owl camera. It's a camera with an owl-shaped aperture. This thing is only good for taking pictures of owls, or things shaped like owls. Camera technology is really in its infancy, you know. We've also a... Whereabouts are you? This has been reordered since the last time I looked at this literally seconds ago. So, unfortunately, I can't immediately ping to the things that I need to read. Wasn't the Cowbane Seed? There's an Infernal Soul Fragment that I want to destroy for the 10. Where were the other things? Dang it! Mary Cern's Diary, it's not that, it's not that. There we go. Coal Snakeskin. This is a coal snakeskin that has been liberated from a coal snake's body. Put it on your hat to add 3 moxie, so we will apply it to our hat. You put the coal skin snake on your hat, making it slightly blacker than it was before, at least in the area right above the brim. So that's some extra moxie for us. Hell to the fuck yeah. There's these human ashes. This is a human in the final stage of the whole ashes to ashes thing. Well, part of one at least. A human gets harder to track when it's in powder form. It's the cremated earthly remains of a person. Someday they'll refer to these as cremains, so we'll scatter those. We toss the ashes into the air. That's probably what the person would have wanted, you guess. I believe those were the 3 things with which I wanted to interact. Beautiful. Outside of that, what up, partner? Okay. There's a cemetery near here we ought to check out. It's a pretty big one. Name of Reboot Hill. I'll add it to the itinerary. Am I forgetting anything? She reminds you that you told the Breadwood Mayor you'd put a stop to the skeleton raids out the military cemetery up north. Can't do that yet. I'd have to go south first. Ask for another suggestion. We do have enough scrap for the Professor, so we'll go over there as well. Right, so those are the only 3 quests I have active, and 2 of them are on the left side of the map. Beautiful. She has nothing else she wants to tell me, I believe. Might as well have a look around. What do you think we should do next? Looks like we need to fix some things for the mayor if we want that lumber. Okay, cool. She's nothing else to say. So it's not like I really screwed the pooch on not talking to her for a while. It's just one location that's been added. It's all the way over here as well, so I wouldn't have done it long ago, because it would have been too far away. Alright. Back to the Alexandria Ranch, where we've destroyed the entrance to the vault. You encounter a goblin chef out harvesting produce, rather. By which I mean knocking lumps off a cactus. It gives you a real side-eye when it sees you. Hey, you, a human! To keeping away from the lumps, they're mine! Or maybe I'm cooking you instead! What? You goblins don't people to eating, do you? Ha! No, gross. I did this to scare you away. Did you scared? Jeez. A little, yeah. Nice. I'm gonna talk to it in goblin tongue. So, what's cooking? Lumps! Okay then, let's trick him out of those lumps. Wait, no, not these lumps. Huh? Why not these lumps? Poison lumps these are. I am cooking for many times, knowing very well which lumps are poison. Looking here. You receive an unexpected lecture on which lumps are and are not poisonous. Huh. Alright. 20 experience from that. Alright. We could go for Shoot Nanny, or we could upgrade Grin and Skull. double the spooky damage that we do with that. I don't really deal spooky damage, and I guess Grinning Skull would almost certainly relate to my mysticality for its attack damage. I don't even know if I want to upgrade Shoot Nanny, because it seems bad unless you have so many people on the map. It just seems bad? I kind of want to get a little more Hornswoggly. Maybe I upgrade Shoot Nanny, because I've got Fan Hammer, which is really good for taking out a single target, but for taking out an area of targets, I guess I've got the AoE attack from my Doc Alice, but other than that, not really anything. So let's upgrade Shoot Nanny. What up, Volt? Yeah! Books and books and books. You take the one that looks most interesting. You got an item, Percussive Maintenance, which is to hit something until it works. Gives you the Percussive Maintenance skill. It is full of tips and tricks on the ancient art of fixing machines by hitting them really hard. You quickly memorize the entire book. You got a perk, Percussive Maintenance. You've learned how to hit machines in right place to fix pretty much whatever's wrong with them. You can fix things the easy way. When you're done reading it, you notice the book's spine is cracked. You try to fix it by hitting it really hard, but you end up smashing the book to powder. Modern Snake Oiler. And how to cheat at poker. Ooh, gold medal silversmithing for lockpicking 3. Fuck. I should have just waited. I would have had lockpicking 3 real soon. Alright. Cheating is part of the game of poker, but getting caught doing it is still disadvantageous. This book purports to turn your cheating into sneaky cheating. Gives you the dirty poker skill. You've learned how to cheat at the weird variant of poker they still play in these parts. You quickly memorize the entire book so as to conceal the evidence of your dirty dealings. You eat the book. Alright, strong medicine is the only one left available. The right combinations of chemicals, extracts, and oils can make you smarter, stronger, and more stylish, respectively. Afterwards, you accidentally drop the magazine in a puddle, ruining it. So if that's the final skill that we can learn as a Snake Oiler, what do following readings of Modern Snake Oiler do? Are they actually going to help us at all? Right, we have the Ghostwood Jumbled Egg Mine. You know what? Let's try and finish off the stuff on the right side of the map. So, Professor's house. Let's go there first. What up, Professor?
Good to see you again. Have you got those 5 piles of scrap yet?
He sounds like a goblin. I don't know why. Yeah, got him right here.
Great, let me just... yes. Okay, this'll do the trick. Just let me get this up and running, and then you'll be able to grab the T-stone from it. I'll just need another 5 scrap for each one you need. Are you familiar with the Lost Dutch oven mine? Grim place, but it's where I found the chassis for that fabricator, wedged between an unusual pile of rocks. Seems like a good place to start hunting.
Lost Dutch oven mine. Gross. Whereabouts is it? Ah, okay, there's a couple things left on this map, I guess. Now, Silversmith's house, no. Desert house, Shaggy Dog Cave. There's something around here that I still needed that I recall. Just quickly scanning over the area with my eyes. There's nothing. Nothing comes to mind immediately. The Potemkin gang was a dead city. The destroyed campsite, old mission, Butterfield Ranch. No, none of it comes to mind immediately. Alright, let's go to the Lost Dutch Oven Mine. You spot a hellcalf grazing on the side of a trail, just as it spots you. Its eyes glow, and 2 shadow cows split off from it, forming a small, frightening herd. We're gonna ride into the midst. Are you kidding me? Alright. I'm gonna do Shoot Nanny. Yay, well done. Alright, since they're attacking with muscle, they're actually gonna hit me occasionally, which is rough. Alright. Dunk 'em. Beautiful. We get 2 tainted milk, which we can turn into tainted butter if we'd like. Increases your mysticality 11. And your speed by 5 for the rest of the day. Holy fuck. Infernal Soul Fragment, which of course I'll destroy. Just another day at the office, I guess. Alright, let's quickly destroy that Infernal Soul Fragment before I forget. We forage to get Blossom Gin, increases your melee damage by 10. Okay, never mind, I've seen those. This is a bottle of liquor made from the northern gin blossoms. It's pretty bitter, so it helps if you have something sweet to follow it down. Well, those are some stinky fissures. I can't get any closer, not without stench resistance at least. Easy. I just went through my inventory before I started this episode. Sweet and smell flowers have stench resist. Boom. The stench here is barely tolerable. What did I just throw that for? I think it was the souvenir spoon? Was it the souvenir spoon that was on my offhand? Dang it! Alright, hang on. Show me my... okay, it must have been, because it's my only offhanded item. These lockers are all unlabeled and unlocked. We loot them in order to get a gas mask and minus pants. The gas mask is lower on all of my stats, but 15% stench resistance. This thing was hard to see out of even before it sat in a dusty mine for 15 years. And we get minus pants. Minus pants are going to be better than my basic pants. Because my basic pants were only +1 armor. You can't wear these if you're over 18 feet tall. Because then they'd be too small for you. Minor versus minor. Got it. The miners must have eaten down here to avoid the stench upstairs. Grab what's left. We get Vienna blood sausages and jellied escargot. We have 2 of those already. I love this. Sorry, let me just get ready. This is important to get right. I don't know what kind of tobacco these miners are chewing, but it must have been extra corrosive because this brass spittoon has a hole eaten through the bottom and dark stains underneath where the spit is leaked out. Although, oddly, it doesn't seem to be leaking now and it's half full. I guess these miners plugged the hole with something. Inspect it. It's a spittoon. It's disgusting. You can practically see the stink lines coming off of it. Come on! Let's not do this. Inspect the spittoon. Ah, jeez. Fine. Okay. You crouch down and take a careful look at the spittoon. The filthy spittoon, mind you. The inside is blackened with years' worth of stains. The death broth inside has a rainbow sheen and a parking lot oil spill, like a parking lot oil spill, and occasionally a little bubble pops on the surface. You can actually feel a slight warmth radiating off of it from whatever dire chemical reaction is taking place in there. You realize you're holding your breath, not deliberately, but from the human body's natural instinct for self-preservation. Inhale. Imagine someone made a big pot of chili con carne and left it under the porch. 3 crats crawl into the pot, eat half the chili, and then die. A week later, a family of cockroaches takes up residence among the writhing maggots. The cockroaches smoke thick black cigars, which they light with tufts of burning human hair. That's what it smells like. Search it. Fortunately for you, the rainbow-colored film on the surface of the liquid coats your hand as you plunge into the toxic stew, keeping it from immediately being dissolved down to the bones. The smell intensifies, and your stomach prepares to hose the poisons off of your arms with a high-pressure stream of vomit. Keep searching. Your fingers touch something at the bottom of the spittoon. Better pull it out fast while you still have something to pull with. Pull. You pull out the world's most disgusting pair of pants from the bottom of the spittoon and jump back as the hole from the spittoon's bottom, now unplugged, begins to leak steaming filth. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of the worst object I've ever been paid to think about, narrowly defeating a leather bondage harness made from the skin of a clown. +2 armor, +2 speed, these pants look and smell like they used to line the bottom of a leaky spittoon, rather, and there's good reason for that. Let's put those on. Beauty. Crate of mining supplies, you assume, a sulfur match, and some dynamite. Ooh, those seem like those might interact. This one's already been picked over. This cart is empty. Ah, this elevator has lots of stuff wrong with it. Hit the problems, percussive maintenance. You hit the elevator in all the right places. Write it down. Let's go. You emerge from the elevator into a deeper shaft. By the light of your lantern, you see exposed meat veins on every surface. It's unusual there would be this much readily available meat left in a working mine. What were they digging for? If not this. Curious. We get... Alright, the standard... I'll only explain if it's far away from the standard. Yeah, we're getting the obvious. This guy is totally out of it. He's gibbering and drooling and doesn't even seem to notice you. Try to talk to him. Hey, buddy, are you okay?
Globra bibblebirto gobble.
Uh-huh. You wave your hand in front of his face, and he doesn't react at all. I'll take that. Shovels dulled to uselessness. A broken pickaxe. Was one of the miners digging with his helmet? Ah, looks like a miner died while trying to dig deeper with his hands. And there's a trench over here. An ominous ladder leading down to a deep, dark pit. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he died. You start to feel uneasy. This gem is pretty, but it smells terrible. I've never encountered this word before. Effluvious emerald. I have to imagine it means it smells. Or it gives off a smell, rather. If this gem is half as valuable as it is pungent, then you're in the money. And you should probably wash your hands before you spend it. The finger bones are all splintered. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. This guy worked his fingers down to the bone digging, and then worked his bones down to the marrow. Impressive. Your heart is pounding. The gouge marks are dark with blood. You have to get out of this pit right now. The scratches are painted in in blood. You have to get out of this pit right now. Of course, fuck that. As you get in the rocks, the voices in your head begin screaming too loudly to ignore. You have to get out of this pit right now. No, I like it. Have these changed? Okay, all of them now say you have to get out of this pit right now. Is this guy different now? Try to talk to him. Leave him to his gibbering. Alright, let's see if we can go back down. Ah, okay. So if I inspect all of the things before I go down here, I gradually get more and more terrified, and then I don't do it. Bust up the pile, move the rocks by hand, magic the rocks away, or talk the rocks into leaving. I'm going to talk the rocks into leaving. The pile was pretty obviously made on purpose. Closer inspection reveals the stones are mortared together. What could be hidden in there? You are one smooth talker. You gain 20 experience, because yes, I am. There's a trapezoidal piece missing from this weird crossbar thing. Where do I find this trapezoidal piece? Where is the trapezoid? I'm afraid that might be all I can find in this area. Wasn't there a thing? Never mind. Let's go back up. Trapezoid missing. Where would I find a trapezoid? That's not a trapezoid. Hell, it doesn't even look slightly like it. Maybe I need extra... something. Extra pieces to trade for the trapezoid to the professor. Yeah, that seems about right in my brain. Laser Dude Ranch. Alright. In a devastated cornfield off to the side of the trail, you see a similarly devastated scarecrow. Its shirt is untucked, its hat is knocked off, and don't even get me started on the state of its ascot. Seen that one before. So this is the Laser Dude Ranch. I've already fixed you. And this is where I can plant the cow's bane, I have to imagine. Could you grow cow's bane? Wow, no. No way, man. Sorry, it's the only stuff we can actually get rid of when it grows. Why is that? It attracts cows something fierce, man. You get, more than one stalk in the same place. Boom! Cows up all in your biz, man. What if you had a fence to keep the cows out? Like, maybe. But it'd have to be a real serious fence, man. Like with barbs and all. Like major fencing, man. Alright, I'll see what I can do. How are we gonna get this fence going on? Do you know anywhere hiring a baker? Yeah, probably that bread town, I have to imagine, might want one. Not yet, apparently, but soon. Okay, no idea how we're going to build a fence here yet. I might have to contract the people in Breadwood to do it, because of course they're also lumberjacks. Humming Cave we've been to. Fort Aldered. Been to Rescue Mission. I'm trying to think, there's something that I'm missing in this area. Dig up a handful of old coins. This is a little stack of coins that are either from a time or place when or where coins were or are used as currency instead of meat. We also get an old wedding ring, a skeleton bone, and burial whiskey. There's the office. Lockpicking plus needle. Beautiful. Okay, so it's a lockpick one that I couldn't do. There's also safe cracking ones that I haven't done. Because I don't have a freaking safe crack. A year's worth of hat magazines. Hat Trend, Hat and Head, and Hats Today. That sort of thing. So, I need safe cracking as a skill. I'm gonna wander around here, see if I find anything. Hold your nose and fight the worst smelling snake of all time? Sure. Great Western Tunnel Snake. Get snake's liver and snake's spleen. You elect not to keep the skin from this one. Okay. How about we wander about for a while? Alright, dig it up with the shovel. We get a gold skull. It wasn't enough to have a gold tooth. This person had their entire skull replaced with gold. I just wonder if they survived the process. Open up the poor lost crate. Ranch Punch. Increase your melee damage by 7 for the rest of the day, okay? So a lot of these random encounters aren't finding me what I'm really looking for, which is just like extra place. Pick a lock in a liquor cabinet standing in the woods. You try opening it, but it finds to be locked. That's probably why it didn't get stolen by whoever stole the walls. Decent tequila, decent whiskey, decent wine. So wine is some moxie. Got it. Alright, doesn't look like any of that's helpful. Or rather, helping me right now at the very least. Let's go to Reboot Hill. Ooh. Hornswoggle 4 we don't even have yet. Okay. There's a sudden thrilling whoosh sound, and a man all dressed in dark grey with a long flappy coat and a grey bandana, spelt wrong, pulled up to reveal his face, conceal his face rather, good lord, appears before you out of the shadows. He brandishes a wicked-looking knife and looks at you accusingly. Stop right there. Prove your allegiance and it'll for I'll suffer no cultists in this place. Could you be more specific? The necromancers cultists. The skeleton guys. Son of Jim, if you're calling us skeleton cultists, you're gonna be eating those words with a side or teeth. Fight him. We've got the jump on him. Blow him away easily. Repurposed Cult Dagger. Applies 3 poison to an enemy, does 12 to 15 damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase my moxie or my range damage, so it's not going to pair out my main weapon. Reboot Hill? It's Boot Hill. Don't worry, it's just paint. Is that like a reboots normal films with a coat of paint over it? No, maybe a bit abstract for me to understand why that reference exists there. Yo, is there nothing over here? Okay. That confirms it. Absolutely nothing over there. Find me some skellies. Plot 1. You see the ghost of an old, elderly woman holding flowers. She seemed lost and depressed, above and beyond what's expected for a ghost. Howdy, ma'am. Is there something I can help you with? Oh, it's so awful. I can't remember. I can't remember at all. Let's just start from the beginning, okay? Well, you see, I had 4 daughters. They married 4 brothers, the Smith boys. And after that, they each had 5 daughters of their own. Unfortunately, I outlived every one of the 24 of them. You know you're a ghost, right? Oh, yes. In fact, I died here in this graveyard where they're all buried. I came to visit them and suppose my older heart finally gave out. That's not the problem, though. 95 years is a pretty good run, after all. So what'd you forget? I brought this bouquet of flowers to put on my favorite granddaughter's grave. But I can't remember which one was my favorite. I'm so ashamed. I can't bear to leave until I've remembered. I see. Well, I guess you'll figure it out. Oh, thank you. Maybe I can help you figure it out, rather. Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate that so much. No problem, ma'am. Can you remember anything about your granddaughter? Well, I'm quite certain her first name ended in a vowel. Okay, anything else? I remember she was 40 when she was born. I was 40 when she was born. 37 or 42? It's somewhere in that range at least. All right. Her first name was longer than her last, just like mine. Okay, anything else? I remember she wasn't buried next to any of my daughters. Your favorite granddaughter, right? Where are you? Favorite granddaughter. So granddaughter buried next to a daughter. Okay, anything else? She sniffles a little. She passed away at the same age as poor Becky, who was always in such ill health. Anything else? Her favorite hobby was knitting? She knit me a lovely sweater for Crimbo just the year before she died. And that's all I can remember. Knitting. Okay then, hang on. Let me think for a minute. I'll be back. Alrighty, dear. Pamela Smith. Lilith Smith. Wait. Little Becky Smith. So, Becky is the one who... The granddaughter died at the same age. So, the age of Becky Smith is 16, and it's not Becky. Penultimate Becky Smith. What? Leslie, Penelope, Patricia. The first, goddamn it, there's a bunch of Becky Smiths. Lenore, Leilani, Fiona Faye, Linda, Margaret, Madeline, Meredith, Faith, Fidelity, Farrah, a loosely packed grave, dig it up. You uncover a coffin that was apparently delivered by mail because it has an address printed on it. Either this was a joke about someone going to Hellstrom Ranch after... Either that, or this was a joke about someone going to Hellstrom Ranch after they die. Melissa Smith, Magdalene Smith, Mezzo Becky Smith. God, there's fucking too many Beckys. Alright. Come on. Okay, her first name ended in vowel, whatever. She was... You were 40 when she was born. How old are you? 95. 95 is the age of this. What's the year right now, though? And how do I know when you died? First name was longer than the last. So everyone's Smith. So the 6 letters or more. Remember, wasn't buried to any of my daughters. She passed away at the same age as poor Becky, who was always in such ill health. Good gosh. Alright. Is there anything I can figure out from these graves? Rebecca Smith. Okay, alright. Billy Spider McKinley. Turned out to be way more than one. What? Wise old Jed Marmot. This time, the bar ate him. The ground here is reasonably soft. We get a marmot skin cap. +7 to a pistol attack damage. It's a hat, though. Five Moxie means this is effectively 5 pistol attack damage. The thing is, if I then go get this silver-plated and also give it a snakeskin hat band, then this hat will also be pretty good. I guess until that point, I'll wear the fake Pope hat. Peggy Immortal. Kind of ironic. Biff Bunkerston, he was a real buttface. Yeah, that has to be a Back to the Future reference. Biff, buttface, got that one. Big Bob Hurlingham. Gone to the big pie eating contest in the sky. We get a tripe pie. Increases your muscle by 5. This is a pie crust filled with intestines. It just goes to show one man's nightmare garbage is another man's dinner. Snidely Crandallsworth. He was sort of like a Benjamin Button kind of thing, because the year he was born is long after the year he died. Annette Centenabom tried to eat her way out of a bear. Makes no sense to me. Clean Willie Hinks. Really is going to hate this burial thing. Buck Jeansley. Never saw a man die that way before. Looks like there's a whole gang buried here. Got the jump on him this time, though. Shoot, Nanny. Okay, Evian Sweet, Morgan, Guinevere. Okay, fine. Kill the highest health one. The one with the gun doesn't pose much of a threat to me. Simply due to the fact that it is going to be attacking against my Moxie. Alright. Should be able to take you out. As well we can. Get 200 XP. Alice picks up a bone. Here lies the Sweet Gang. May they never wake up. We take the sword, a sweet sword. The sword is used to adorn the grave of the Sweet Gang. Now it adorns the faces of your enemies. Briefly. 6 pistol attack damage is worse than 6 Moxie, but I do have to go get this sharpened and silver plated. Sharpening is using the leather stretcher, right? Okay, Rebecca Smith. So the oldest of all the Smiths is going to be the grandmother, definitely, right? So I think it's Rebecca Smith. So that'll help get me a time frame to work with. Beautiful. But if only I could just walk a little faster. Okay. 1800 to 1895. I guess they chose those dates to make the math a little easier. So, what is it again? You were 40 when she was born, so she would have been born between 1837 and 1842. 1837 and 1842. Okay, no. Could be Pamela. Could be Becky. Alright, I think I need to start writing down the names of the people who are reasonable candidates. Thankfully, I do have a pen and paper. Alright. Let's go left to right. So it could be Pamela. Pam. It ends in a vowel. Yes, and it also has a longer name than her last. Beautiful. Little Becky Smith. Could be Little Becky. No, it can't. Y is sometimes a vowel. I don't think the game is going to say Y is a vowel. Lilith Smith doesn't end in a vowel. Pearl doesn't, not long enough. Penultimate Becky doesn't end in a vowel. Leslie does end in a vowel, so it could be Leslie. Penelope Smith, can't be. Patricia, could be. Risha. First Becky, it could be due to the age, but not because of the name, unfortunately. Lenore, no. Paula, no. Leilani, no. Fiona, no. Faye, no. Linda, no. Margaret, no. Madeline? No. It's 37 to 42, right? Faith, no. Meredith, no. Mezzo Becky Smith, no. Magdalene? Could be Magdalene. I'll just write Magda. Melissa, it could be Melissa as well. And Farah, it's not Farah. Beautiful. Okay. Now, how am I going to whittle those down? First name ended in vowel, sure. All of these end in vowels. I specifically chose them for that. Okay, anything else? She was 37 or 42. It was somewhere in that range. Got it. All of these fulfill that. Her first name was longer than last, just like mine. All of these fulfill that. I remember she wasn't buried next to any of my daughters. So your daughters would have been when you were around 20, so like 1820? 1820 to 1825, I'm guessing, is your generation of daughters. So she passed away at the same age as poor Becky. So who's poor Becky? There's Little Betty, Penultimate Betty, Mezzo Betty, and the First Betty. First of her name, Queen of the Andals, and the first men. Anything else? Favorite hobby was knitting. She knit me a lovely sweater for Crimbo. Just the year before she died. So the year before she died, Crimbo. Does that give me any information? I don't know if there's like a Crimbo every second year or anything like that. So I don't believe that gives me any information. I'll be back in a minute. Alright. So Little Becky, always so sick. It's probably the shortest lived Becky. So this Becky lived 16 years. This Becky lived 24. Come on, give me some more Becky. This Becky lived way too long. Seriously, should have died way earlier. Mezzo Becky, 50. Yikes. Okay, that's all of the Beckys. So, I'm going to assume it's 13. 16 rather. The same age as Little Becky Smith. So, our candidates are Pam. You did live to be 16, but Pearl is definitely one of the main daughters, so it's not Pamela. Another option was Leslie, but Leslie is 19 and is next to definitely one of your daughters. Penelope Smith was not part of my list because she's not in the right age range, of course. Patricia is, but she lived too long. First Becky, Fiona Smith. Fiona's not on my list because it's not long enough of a name. Paula as well. Good lord, 5 years old. Rough. Alright, Lenore, not on my list as well. Why is Lenore not on my list? Oh, right, because you were born too late. Fair enough. Linda, Margaret, Magdalene. Okay, Magdalene is on my list. Lived too long. Is it Melissa? Melissa is my final option. Yeah, Melissa lived way too long, though. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Hang on. What information do I really have available to me? Is there any way that I can keep track of it? Because I can definitely figure this out. I need to. I am honor bound to. Plot number 1. Reboot Hill. Alright, okay, that's digging in. So I guess let's go a bit further. Plot number 2. Shank Weems, we're reasonably certain he's dead. Adam Lomada, they got him coming and going. Dink Scotch Turkinson. I don't think this is related. The remains of a picnic with a gothic cameo. The item goes in your lapel, gives you 20% spooky resistance. It's an ornately carved brooch with a jet black gem in the center, which, come to think of it, might be jet black because it is in fact a jet. You use your melee damage, clove drops, and plum pudding to increase all of yours by average. Fair enough. Well, let's go back. One of my 20 granddaughters was my favorite. Right, I'll be back in a minute. So there's 24 people here, right? Your daughters should be Pearl, Lilith, Margaret, Pearl, Lilith, Margaret, and Farah. Okay, that's simpler. That means the rest of them are granddaughters. Maybe my faulty assumption was that the youngest to die, little Becky Smith, is the person who was sick. Well, P, L, M, and F are my only options. In fact, F is not an option of mine, because Fiona is not an option. Alright. I don't want to anger her by getting any of these wrong. So let's triple check something. Hang on. If you're 0 when you're born, you're 1 when you go to the first year, so 1801, she would have been 1. So let's assume... Hang on. Do I need to broaden my date ranges by 1? Either way? Just to account for what side of the birthday the granddaughter was born on? That is to say, what side of the ghost's birthday that the granddaughter was born on? Because if so... we need to widen the range to 36 to 43. So if we do that, 36 to 43, it could be little Becky Smith. The same age as little Becky... No, it couldn't be, of course. Her name doesn't fit. Penultimate Becky Smith. Leslie's already in. We just changed it, right? So Penelope Smith would have fit, but lived way too long. Patricia already does fit. In fact, is already in my list. 20. Okay, Patricia lived to 24, and penultimate Becky Smith was also only 24. Maybe I just match all of the Becky's ages to anyone. So, my only candidates at the moment, let's just get their ages. So, Pamela Smith was 16. But she does live next to a daughter, so that doesn't freaking work anyway. Penultimate Becky Smith was 24 when she died, so 24 is now a viable age for any of these characters. Leslie, you were 19, which doesn't appear to be a viable age, and you were born next to a daughter, so that doesn't work. Penelope is not next to a daughter, but lived to be 50. Patricia lived to be 24, which is the same age as penultimate. So Patricia has one more check. And Patricia is not next to a daughter, so that works. First Becky Smith lived to be 3 plus 35, 38? Yeah, 38. So 38 is now a viable age for these. So where are my other characters? We've got Magda and Melissa are my other two options. And Magda is next to Margaret, so she's already off. And Melissa is... Wait, what? There's two Magdas. Oh, that's a Madeline, rather. Sorry. Magda... 50 is a viable age. You only live to be 23, that's fine. That's not a viable age at all, so... Magda gets 23. And Melissa had 8, 38. The only one of these that died at the same age as a Becky. That one was 38, right? And then the other Becky over here was 50. The only one of these that died at the same age is a 24-year-old. And the 24-year-old is Patricia. It's literally, it has to be Patricia Smith. It's the only option. I think I know who she was. Did her name start with a P? Was it Patricia? No, it wasn't. What? Maybe she'll be over it by tomorrow. What? Come on, man. I tried so hard. You know what? In between this and the next episode, I'm going to have a look over all of the facts there, see if I got any of them unmistakably incorrect. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been West of Loathing. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.